I'm Lance Gillette with the Bogart, New York team at Serhant, and I'm here to give you the ultimate step-by-step guide to purchase your first home in New York City. Step 1. You're going to want to kick off your home search by connecting with a mortgage broker and getting pre-approved. This will give you clarity not only around how much you can spend, but what your monthly payments will be and your anticipated closing costs. Step 2. Connect with a dedicated buyer's agent. Seriously, working with one agent across your home search is going to make your life so much easier. This person is really going to help you understand where you want to be, what you're looking for, what your must-haves are, and what your deal breakers are. They're also going to want to sit down with you to understand your total financial picture so that every property you're looking at, you can rest assured in knowing that you are well qualified to purchase. It's also worth mentioning that a buyer's agent has a fiduciary responsibility to look out for your best interest and your best interest alone in the transaction. You're also going to want to connect with a New York City real estate attorney. This person is going to jump into the picture once you have an accepted offer. They are going to do due diligence investigating the building that you have chosen to purchase in, negotiate contracts on your behalf, and help get you to the closing table. Step 3, you're going to want to identify the type of property that you want to purchase. In New York, generally you're going to be looking at co-ops and condos. With a co-op, you're purchasing shares of a cooperative that owns a building. The size of your unit is going to correspond to the amount of shares that you're purchasing. Co-ops involve an approval process that involves an application and an interview. Co-ops have much stricter financial requirements than a condo. Co-ops are generally going to want to see 24 months of post-close liquidity and a debt-to-income ratio of 30% or below. Co-ops also tend to have stricter rules around subletting. On the other hand, with a condo, you're going to own the unit itself. Condos are generally newer development with more amenities and a slightly higher price tag than co-ops. Condo buildings do have boards, but the approval process is much less intense than it is for a co-op. Condo owners are generally subject to less rules than on a co-op and have much more flexibility around things like subletting and pied-à-terres. While co-ops are more common in New York City, condos tend to have higher resale values and are much easier to sell. Financing a condo is also generally easier than a co-op, which require larger down payments and stricter financial requirements for purchasing. Step 4, go out and look at properties. This is the most fun part of the entire process. You'll get to check out buildings, units, and neighborhoods and see what strikes a chord with you. Your agent is going to be there to help answer any questions, set appointments, and attend showings with you. While you're at showings with your agent will probably ask the seller's agent questions you might not think to ask, such as, are there any upcoming assessments in the building? While you're out looking at properties, remember to shop for future you and think if this is really a place you can envision yourself growing into. Quickest way to narrow down your search is going to be go out, hitting the streets, and just seeing what all these properties have to offer. Step 5, submitting an offer. Once you've found the home that you really want to go after, your agent will sit down with you and help you come up with an offer that makes the most sense and that you're the most comfortable with. Putting in a winning bid is more than just the purchase price. It's about the entire offer as a package. Your agent will help make sure that you're putting in the strongest offer possible to give you the best chance of landing the property. Step 6. Once you have an accepted offer, your attorney will jump in and begin negotiating the terms of the contract with the seller side. This process generally takes 5 to 10 business days. Your attorney will be doing their due diligence by looking at the building's board minutes, checking for any upcoming assessments, and sending a questionnaire to make sure that the building has solid financials. This is also the time that if you're thinking of having an inspection, when it would be done. Once all parties approve the contract, you'll sign and send your contract deposit. This is typically 10% of the purchase price that's used to show good faith. Once the seller countersigns, you're in contract. Once you're in contract, your agent will work with you to put together your board package. Again, that's why it's so important to have a strong buyer's agent on your side to make sure that the board package that's submitted is flawless to avoid any delays or a dreaded board rejection. If you're purchasing a co-op, you'll also have to go through an interview process with the co-op board. In this interview, the co-op board will be asking you any outstanding questions they have on your application and giving you some general information about the building. Once you're approved by the board, your lender will work on getting the deal cleared to close, and your attorney will work on setting a closing date. As soon as you have a closing date, you'll work with your agent to set the final walkthrough. Final walkthroughs tend to be the night before or the morning of closing. This is an opportunity to go through the unit after the owner has moved out to make sure that the unit is still in the condition it was when you entered contract. If there's any damage to the unit, your agent will let the attorney know, and they will work with the seller side to come up with a possible solve to the issues. If you're purchasing new construction, your final walkthrough will include a punch list. This is a list that has any items that need to be finalized or repaired that the sponsor will take care of before closing. Step 7, closing. This is the last step between you and your new home. Closings usually take a few hours, involve a lot of paperwork, signatures, and transferring of money. Once everything is signed and funds have been transferred, you're given the keys to your new apartment, and congratulations, you're officially a homeowner.